Okay, do you have Amazon Prime? Because if you do, there's a new series out there starring
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. One of the most likable personalities. He has charisma, he has charm in most of his movies. And this one, it's different. Because he's not that charming guy in this so far that I've been watching. He's a hardcore military guy. Mm-hmm. And I mean hardcore. Who's having issues.
So Chris Pratt is the leader of a SEAL team, and they go over for this mission in Syria. And they're infiltrating a place, and it's an ambush. And the whole team is lost except for Chris Pratt's character. Chris Pratt comes back. He has severe PTSD. He suffered a concussion during an explosion in the mission. And his memory is not what it was. And he does have these episodes of PTSD where he finds himself back in the action and then snaps out of it. And he doesn't really know what's reality and what's not. His memory wires are being crossed all the time. His friend suddenly commits suicide. And he says, no, that's not possible. I was just with him. And he wouldn't commit suicide. He was fine. And he says, okay, well, maybe my PTSD is messing with my wiring, and maybe he did, and I'm just messed up. But then they attack him. And he knows that, oh my God, I'm being set up for some reason.
Or at least he thinks.
Yeah, and he sets out to prove it, and he has the help of a journalist who once suspected him of being a wacko that's taken out people because of his PTSD, but now has seen that, oh wait, something is afoot, and we have to help this guy undercover what's going on. That's the story.
Yeah. How many episodes have you watched so far?
I have finished 4 episodes, which I imagine is half the season.
Okay, I've only done 2. More people end up getting killed each episode, from what I'm seeing so far. And at one point, you're thinking to yourself, oh, wait a minute. His recollection of of what's happening is really what happened. And somebody's trying to set him up and fake stuff. We don't know why. But the way they're filming it, you're also thinking, well, wait a minute. Now is it him who's going crazy? Because he does have these flashbacks where he's pointing a gun at somebody's head, interrogating him, and then he starts thinking back and he goes, oh, wait a minute. And every time he tries to prove something, he's wrong, from what I've seen. So there's this one scene where he stabs one of his attackers in the arm with a knife. And he thinks that this CSI investigator is absolutely guilty. He's the guy who... I saw his eyes. He was in a mask, but I saw his eyes. He's the guy. And then when he breaks into his room, looks at him, has him dead to rights, it's not him. He doesn't have a cut in his arm. There's no knife hole in his arm. So he's going, okay, maybe you're not him, but maybe you know who it is. And so he's changing his story as he's going along.
So you don't know. There was another movie that was just like this, and I can't remember what it was, but it's also, if you've seen Joker, it's kind of the same thing, where he thinks that what he's experiencing is real, and what we're seeing is, we don't know if that's true or not. That's through the whole show so far in 4 episodes. We don't know if what the good guy is saying is true.
Yeah. And if you're used to Chris Pratt being that smirky, charming guy, no. This is a dead serious...
He's not Starlord in this.
He's not. He's not dancing, trying to distract the bad guys and singing. No. He is absolutely... He's traumatized, and it's a hardcore show. People are being killed. People are being murdered. Doesn't matter if you're a man, woman, child in this episode. It happens. So be prepared for that. It's a drama series, adult drama series.
Yeah, in each episode it ranges between 53 minutes and I think the first episode was an hour and 5 minutes. So they're not short episodes.
Nope.
But interestingly, while I hated it for Stranger Things, which the episodes were way too long, the length of these episodes is still long, but it doesn't feel long to me. Like, because I'm invested the whole episode. So.
And they do keep on... You see him okay, now we're going to see him prove. Oh, something else happened. So no, maybe he still is going through these episodes. At the end of this whole series, he could just be a mass murderer now.
Yeah,
who's
we have
killed
no
his
idea.
family, he's killed his friends, he's killed everybody because of the PTSD. Or the government could be actually setting him up.
There's a lot of good actors in this. I really liked... I still don't know the relation. He keeps on calling him brother. I think he's related. He's a CIA guy, and he helps him out. I really like him as a man in the chair, like the co-helper.
Okay. Sidekick.
Wu, she hasn't been in it a whole lot.
To me, that was a weird casting. You know, because she's from Fresh Off the Boat or Crazy Rich Asians. That's where you know her from. And those are comedies and lighthearted shows, and her voice kind of tends to be a lighthearted. She doesn't have that serious tone, like just her natural speaking voice. It's hard to take her as a serious journalist. Mm. Like, she's a good actress and everything. I just don't know if this role was right for her.
I don't know. Maybe her character develops the more we go in, but so far I haven't seen enough of that because she just plays these little bit pieces. But what I will say is, if there are 8 episodes, I haven't looked, I've watched half a season. And a whole story. If the season ended after those 4 episodes, that was a complete story arc. So there could be a whole other story arc that I'm waiting to enjoy in the next 4 episodes. Like, so it feels like 2 seasons in one, which is great.
See, I'm not there yet because I've only seen 2. So to me, it's not finished. Anywhere near finished.
I'm really enjoying this. Like, from the first episode, I said, okay, this is what I'm watching next.
Yeah. Although I am taking some leeway here because as I'm watching this, I'm going, why is he not in jail yet? Because if your family's killed and they're killed with your gun and your fingerprints are there and that's the only evidence in this room, you're being arrested. Because there was no other evidence in his house when that happened. He would have been arrested.
There were surveillance videos of him putting him at the scene of the crime and at his house at different times, and the demeanor of which he was in each place. It explains that in the show.
Well, they say that's their thought behind it, but police don't look at that. Police would arrest first and then discover later, especially if it's the husband, because in most domestic, if your wife is killed, chances are it's you who did it. If you're killed, chances are it's your wife who did it in most cases. So you're all there. The spouse is always the first person they look at. And I don't know how a military guy whose fingerprints are all over the weapon that was used was not in jail.
Okay, well, spoiler alert. By episode 4, they're looking for him.
Okay. Yeah. Well, he does kill a lot of people. Even if they were bad guys, he kills a lot of people. One of them, a CSI officer. So, yeah. I don't know where the show's going. I was a little disappointed that it wasn't the Chris Pratt I'm used to, but he's doing a good job in the role.
Well, put it this way. No, it's a bit of a spoiler. Okay, spoiler. They get his family. And he goes out for revenge. He goes out for blood. And you think, okay, he just wants to kill him while he's looking into his eyes. But no, he does more than kill him. And you're saying, wow, we don't get to see heroes do something like this to a bad guy. And you know, if somebody kills your family, you want to do stuff like this to a bad guy. So it gets a little bit...
graphic?
Yeah. Not too bad, but you see what he's doing, and it's... wow. Well, we didn't see, like... blood and
no, you didn't see it in that,
stuff,
but you knew what was going on.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm not there yet. Again, so I will continue to watch it. I only have a few days before I leave. Would you recommend to watch this show? Yeah,
it's really good. Like, everybody is always ragging on streaming series, shows on TV. Like, this is good. Amazon, good job.
Okay. I think Amazon puts a little more effort into some of their movies and shows to try and actually have stories. They're not just throwing out hundreds of films a month and a year, like Netflix right now has been accused of doing, where they throw a ton of money at the stars and little money at the writers. So you have big names and really bad films, unfortunately. Okay, that's our review of...
The Terminalist.
Yeah, I had to think about it for a
That's
minute,
it.
and I forgot the name of it. So, there you go. And until next time, we'll see you on the channel. You're gonna have fun editing that one.